You don't need to know this, but when you look at the fashion history for the many distinct cultures and groups in South Africa, there's generally always two consistent through lines: animal hide and beadwork. And well, of course, each group has different approaches to colors, composition, and the materials used. They share a lot in common. Whether it's in Ndebele, Sotho, Sang, or Xhosa, we often find geometric shapes and a focus on symmetry. If the beads aren't woven in a way that they become a fabric in of themselves, then they used to be attached to animal hide, except for tsonga beadwork, which exists almost in a league of its own. And part of this has to do with the fact that in the past, tsonga people seem to be the only ones who had access to something everyone else didn't: fabric. Not only because their environment didn't allow for cattle farming, but they also had access to Southeast Africa's very thriving hand-woven cotton industry. And this is a textile that would only be introduced to other South African groups during colonization. But the other thing that separates tsonga beadwork from everyone else is that it's pictorial. Along with the geometric shapes, you also get these abstracted and figurative representations of animal life, plants, celestial bodies. You see flowers, birds, fish, and it's often arranged in a way that's kind of symmetrical, but also very much not. Like, there'll be repeating motifs and a sense of rhythm, but it's always just a little bit off. And I'm still learning more about this, but what's really exciting to me is that it also offers a new explanation for why tsonga embroidery looks the way it does. I've felt a little discomfort that much of the needlework I've seen from various groups, not just tsonga people actually, is often under the direction of various well-meaning, I'm sure, artsy white ladies. Like, you will not believe how common it is, which is still fine, because at the end of the day, no matter the source, it's been indigenized by the makers, and something just has to be made by an African to be African. But it's always a struggle to find things untouched or uncorrupted by our interactions with settler colonialism. And also, as a bonus, it kind of connects us with broader breeding traditions that you see on the continent. Like, a lot of the stuff that I've seen in tsonga beadwork reminds me of things I've seen in West Africa and East Africa. And it's really cool that there's this connective tissue in something that I think maybe we will take for granted sometimes.